They've been called monsters. They've starred in horror films, headlines, and our nightmares. But the real horror story isn't about sharks attacking people. It's about people nearly wiping them out. In the past century, we've pushed some of the ocean's most ancient and powerful predators to the edge. Some lost their fins to luxury soups. Others vanished silently under the radar, never making the news. But something unexpected happened. The same country that once feared sharks the most now protects them with some of the strongest ocean laws on Earth. And today, we're diving into the stories of 10 shark species that the United States government has officially taken under its wing. Or, better yet, its fin. Some of them are majestic giants. Others are deep-sea phantoms. But each one has a secret, a reason they earned protection, and one of them might just surprise you. Stick around, because by the end of this list, you'll not only know who they are, but you might see sharks and our role in their survival in a completely different light. Number 10. Great White Shark. Few creatures spark fear like the great white shark. Its size, its teeth. And let's be honest, Jaws didn't help. But here's the twist. This so-called monster, it's not hunting us. It's trying to survive us. Overfishing, habitat loss, and shark fin trade pushed great whites dangerously close to collapse, which is why the US stepped in, banning their capture, tracking their movements, and protecting their breeding grounds. And as we follow them through their long migrations, we're learning something surprising. They're not mindless killers. They're guardians of balance and keeping ocean ecosystems in check. Save the shark, and you just might save the sea. Number 9. Whale shark. It's the biggest fish in the world, yet it feeds on some of the smallest creatures in the sea. The whale shark can reach over 40 feet long and still glide like a slow-motion spaceship through warm tropical waters. But despite their size, they're vanishing. Fishing, boat strikes, and unregulated tourism have hit them hard. So hard that they're now officially endangered. In the US, protections help track and limit their trade. But globally, it's a race against time. Because losing the whale shark isn't just losing a species. It's losing one of the ocean's gentlest mysteries. Number 8. Basking Shark. It looks like a sea monster, but the basking shark couldn't be more chill. The second largest fish in the world spends its days cruising with its giant mouth wide open, filtering plankton, not hunting prey. But its peaceful nature didn't save it from us. Hunted for its oil, often tangled in fishing gear, its numbers plunged. That's why the US now protects the basking shark, banning its capture and controlling its trade. Because sometimes, even gentle giants need someone bigger to stand up for them. Number 7. Sand tiger shark. With its jagged teeth always exposed, the sand tiger shark looks terrifying. But don't let the grin fool you. It's surprisingly calm and rarely dangerous to humans. But humans? Not so kind in return. Once heavily fished for its fins and caught as bycatch, its numbers dropped fast, and especially along the Atlantic coast. That's why the US gave it full protection in federal waters. No fishing, no trade. Not even by accident. Because behind that fierce face is a species fighting to survive. And it's not a villain, it's a victim. Number 6. Sixgill Shark. Most sharks have 5 gill slits. The sixgill has, well, 6. And that's just the beginning of what makes it strange. This deep-sea relic has barely changed in over 200 million years, swimming in the shadows where sunlight never reaches. But even down there, it couldn't hide from human impact. Deep-sea trawling and habitat disruption put pressure on a species that's slow to reproduce, and even slower to recover. That's why it's protected in US waters, a silent guardian of the deep that we're only beginning to understand. Some sharks live fast. The sixgill lives long, if we let it. Number 5. Atlantic angel shark. At first glance, you might not even notice it. Flat as the ocean floor, buried in sand, waiting. The Atlantic angel shark looks more like a stingray than a shark. But when prey gets close, it strikes like lightning. Once common along the East Coast, it was nearly wiped out by bottom trawling, dragged up with the ocean's debris, forgotten and discarded. Now, protected. Fishing, it is banned in US waters. A small win for a shark that mastered the art of hiding. We nearly lost it, without even realizing it was there. Number 4, night shark. It hunts in darkness, sleek, fast, and almost never seen by day. The night shark is built for stealth. With eyes tuned for low light and a body made for slicing through the deep, it was once a common sight in long-line fisheries, until it wasn't. Decades of overfishing sent its numbers crashing, especially in the Atlantic, where it was caught faster than it could reproduce. That's why the US now lists it as a prohibited species. No landing, no selling, no excuses. Number 3, Caribbean reef shark. In the crystal clear waters of the Caribbean, this shark glides silently among coral and color. The Caribbean reef shark is fast, agile, and essential. It keeps reef ecosystems in balance, controlling prey populations and helping coral thrive. But overfishing and habitat damage hit it hard. Once targeted for its meat and fins, it started disappearing from places it once ruled. Today, it's protected in many US waters and marine sanctuaries, part of a broader effort to save coral reefs from collapse, because without predators like this one, paradise falls apart. Number 2, Bigeye Thresher Shark. It doesn't just look unusual, it hunts unusually too. The Bigeye Thresher Shark uses its absurdly long tail like a whip, stunning prey with a single lightning-fast strike. And those huge eyes, built to see in the twilight zone, where sunlight fades and deep-sea secrets begin. But its unique design couldn't protect it from longline fishing. Caught accidentally, and often fatally, its numbers dropped fast. That's why the US has banned its landing in Atlantic waters. Because even the most extraordinary hunters can't outrun human pressure forever. Number 1, Galapagos Shark. Far from the mainland, near volcanic islands and remote reefs, the Galapagos Shark rules its territory with quiet confidence. It's curious, bold, and sometimes mistaken for more dangerous species. But its biggest threat has never been us, until we showed up in its waters. Overfishing and habitat disturbance pushed it into decline, especially in isolated ecosystems where balance is everything. That's why protections were put in place, not just in the Pacific, but along parts of the US coast too. Because when apex predators vanish from remote places, they take entire ecosystems with them. Sharks have been swimming in our oceans for over 400 million years, long before dinosaurs, long before us. And yet, in just a few decades, we nearly lost many of them. But change is happening. Protections are growing, awareness is spreading, and little by little, we're learning to see these creatures not as monsters, but as guardians of the sea. If you made it this far, you're part of that change. So if you love the ocean, if you believe stories like these matter, hit that subscribe button. It's a small action, but it helps this channel grow and helps bring more science, more nature, and more truth into people's feeds. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next dive.